And here we are again. Vicinity Cluster continued. Shaman, why is an outworld like Earth, since it was colonized directly from Earth? An excellent question. The experts have wrestled with that one for decades. Flint, the answer is we don't really know. Interestingly, none of these so-called scientists ever know really much, do they? But we have some educated guesses. There must be a reason, Flint said complacently. There's a reason for everything, as you have told me. Reason? Yes. Understanding? No. But the prevailing theory, or it was when I left Earth, is called the principle of temporal regression. And it applies to all spheres, not just ours. Earth is civilized, but since our fastest ships can achieve only half light speed, it takes many years to reach the farthest colonies. Vega is 26 and a half light years from Sol, so it takes over 50 years to travel between them. One way, one way. Sirius is within 9 light years of Sol. That's about 18 years. Even Ptolemy, it was called Alpha Centauri, was just over 4. Flint cleared his throat gently. The shaman chuckled ruefully. I ramble, I know. The point is this. It takes time to communicate between the colonies, so they are always somewhat out of date. Not with matter transmission, Flint objected. Matter transmission is prohibitively expensive. It would be ruinous to transport a single man that way, let alone a factory. So we lack the base for any advanced technology. But we should be more than 200 years out of date. Flint protested. 8 light years? 8 light years from Sol? Only. It's Earth's farthest colony. Oh, there are a few men scattered farther out, and quite a few in the Hyades cluster. But those are really alien spheres. There are some aliens here, Flint reminded him. Polaroids? Don't call them that. Polarians. Don't assume they don't know the difference. They are as smart as we are, even though they do have trouble with their own mode of speaking. He paused, letting the rebuke sink in. Then, but they are in our sphere, subject to our regulations, just as the few men in the sphere Polaris are subject to the Polarian government. According to the Galactic Convention, such admixture is good. It promotes better understanding between sapient species. We are fortunate that they are so similar to us. Similar, Flint snorted. Know what Chief Strongspear calls them? Dinosaur tea. Chief Strongspear is a bigot lout whose time is getting short. There are qualities in Polarians and in all sapient aliens well worthy of our respect. Always remember that. Flint raised his hands in a gesture of surrender. I'll be extra nice to the next pole I meet. Then he caught himself before the shaman could protest. Polarian, I mean. Despite his bantering tone, he fully intended to keep his promise. He was curious about the alien residents anyway. So to return to your question, the shaman said, he never lost a tread or a thread. No matter how far the conversation might wander, why aren't we within 200 years of Earth in culture and technology? That is the crux of dissension. There seems to be a cumulative regression, a logarithmic ratio. Flint cleared his throat again. All right, the shaman said, more than a tinge of petulance in his tone. In non-technical language, it gets worse as you get farther out from the center. Unless progressive sub-centers develop, somehow the 200-year delay multiplies until, well, Outworld is frankly Paleolithic, old Stone Age to you. And a good thing, Flint said. What would I do for a name if there were no stoneworking? Flint? Stoneworking? Yeah. Kind of funny. I mean, there's real humour in this book, actually. The shaman sighed. What? Ah, indeed. Be glad you're not on the Castor or the Pollux or Capella with the Victorian cultures and muskets and diplomacies. Why did you come here, shaman? You had so many worlds to choose from. The old man gazed at the first faint light of dawn, as mighty Etamin gave herald of its rising. The shaman's eyes' sight improved greatly by day. Well, I suppose it was because of the challenge. Certainly, I didn't relish the odds of survival. Only half the Freeze passengers ever made it, you know? What happens to the others? This was new to Flint. He had assumed that all the ships got here, they were going without a hitch. You know, everything was like dandy and fine, lush. Oh, we're just going to another world. Everything will work out fine. Ah, natural attrition. One ship in four is lost. Either it is struck by a meteor or goes astray to perish in uncharted space, or its internal systems fail and destroy it, and one body there, three aboard the impact ships does not revive. Oh, that's more than half lost, Flint said. Shaman smiled. That is exactly half. Uh-oh. You taught me fractions, remember? Find the common denominator. Add them up. 1 in 4 is 3 in 12 ships lost. 1 in 3 is 4 in 12 bodies dead. That's 7 of 12 dead. More than half. The old man chuckled. Bright boy. But you are mistaken, because you have not really found the common denominator. You can't add ships and bodies. Alright? If one ship in 4 is lost, all the bodies in it are lost. So that's still one body in 4. Ah. But you are not counting bodies twice. Those in the lost ships have to be excluded from the surviving ship tally. Flint wrestled with that, but the concept was nebulous. It will come to you in time, the shaman said. The obvious is not always the truth, in mathematics or in life. Maybe so, Flint said dubiously. Either way, it's one hell of a risk. I was not really aware of those statistics at the time when I volunteered, the shaman admitted. And there is nothing very personal about it. It is not like fighting a dinosaur. The journey is like an instant. That's why I was able to leave Earth at the age of 35 and arrive here at 35. He sighed again. 30 years ago. Another freezer is due soon, isn't it? Flint asked. Yeah, in a couple of years. Yes, yes. They're spaced out about ships to the century, so that at any given moment, half a dozen ships are on their way here. In this way, there is a steady, if small, supply of educated Earth natives to guide us and see the outworld progresses. The same is true for all Earth colonies, of course. Otherwise, Sol would not be a true sphere, but just a motley collection of settlements. Why didn't my ancestors travel by freezer? Flint asked. Then they would have all been Earthborn. Hey, Max. And Outworld would have started off civilized. Well, the survival rate is better in the life ships. And without the complex, heavy freezing and resuscitation apparatus, twice as many people can be shipped in each vessel. So, about 3 times as many make it to the colony, but at a fraction of the expense. With a program the size of Earth's, that's a critical saving, in fact. Outworld would not have been colonized at all without the life ships. But there is that one disadvantage. In the course of the 7 isolated generations the trip takes, much regression takes place. Even though books and tapes are available, the spaceborne just haven't the inclination to maintain complex systems of knowledge and rigorous skills that aren't needed aboard the ship itself. And once they emerge on the planet, who can study dull books when he's fighting a dinosaur? Flint asked. Kind of funny, isn't it? There's some really like odd, funny, strange bits to this. Yeah, that's about it, said the shaman. So I think we have a complex of reasons for the retardation. It starts in the original colony life ships, and it's not corrected by the freezers because the majority culture is already set. Perhaps the lower density of population also has something to do with it. As you know, only so many people can survive on a square mile of land by hunting and gathering until a rising population forces them to change. They take the easy way, and that's what you have here on Outworld. Funny thing, we're starting since 2020 to look more like Outworld. Enjoy it. It will not endure forever. You know what I said? When I learned I had been apprenticed to you, Flint inquired mischievously. What? That old fool. The shaman. The shaman laughed with him. Right you were. But Flint was abruptly serious. No, no, I was the fool. You know so much, I can hardly comprehend it even when you tell it straight. But you're always right. And when I finally figure out, compared to you, I know how stupid I am. Never that, the shaman said. Ignorant, yes. Stupid, no. There's another fundamental discretion for you. I chose you because you were by far the brightest and most talented child in the tribe. You have a peculiar, special, intense uh, vitality. I saw real leadership potential in you, Flint, and I see it yet, stronger with every question you ask. You must work. You must learn. You must not be content like the others. For one day, this tribe will be yours. And on that note, will bid thee good night, or good morning, or good afternoon, or whatever time. And thank you for listening. And I shall continue another day. Max, love you. À tout à l'heure.